Hello, Kristen.
Hi.
So we're doing this little focus group, and the truth is, we were waiting for some more people, but we're going to start because we got Carolina and Jaime, and really, who else matters, right?
Exactly.
Okay, wait. I think we got more coming. I think we got more. Somebody else joining us. Looks like Coach Lori. Coach Lori has arrived.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
It's okay. Now we can begin.
You were waiting for me. I'm sorry.
Yes, we were waiting for you. Now we can get started. So here's the intention. The intention is we're in a very strange period in our lives, and I think you guys are feeling that too. And there's this virus thing going around, and it's kind of changed the way everybody lives their lives. And we run a really unique health center. And when I say really unique, I mean it. This is not just, me doing some kind of pitch, but our challenge is this. We have always been committed to helping people improve their health, boost their immunity, heal better, and get well. But as this pandemic hit, and we get different orders and mandates every day and every week, we've been lumped into categories where somehow we're in the same category as bars. So like you'll see on the news, it's bars and health clubs forced to close, or bars and health clubs phase 1. We're nothing like a bar, but I'm going to tell you this, at Biohackers, we're nothing like a health club. So I think you guys have all met Lewis, or at least spoken to him. And Lewis is so amazing in his dedication to Biohackers. And his function there is to get memberships for people because he's an absolute believer in what we do. I mean, he's completely blown away. And when you meet him, you find that he is so very sincere. So Kristen and I, in working together, we took some actions to make sure everybody's safe, to make sure people feel safe, to make sure those who don't feel safe don't come. And we wanted to give them some alternatives. And we've been working with Lewis to say, let's attract those people who are comfortable coming in, and let's show them what we do that's very different. And over the last 2 weeks, Lewis had a lot of appointments and they didn't come in. And this is why we're sitting around guessing, why didn't this person show? So I said, Kristen, let's find out. Let's talk to people. So normally we would do what we call a focus group, where we would invite you guys in, we'd sit around a table, we'd probably give you some wine and cheese, which is hard to do by Zoom, but my intention is to give you guys wine. I'll owe it to you. And I just felt like, let's talk to people, let's find out. So Kristen, what do you want to say just in terms of, they've never been to our facility. You could add to or enhance anything that I said, just in helping them understand our intention is pure. We want to help people, and that's why we're doing this.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a scientist, for those of you who don't know me, and I've committed my life and career to helping people based on science. So with my degrees in engineering as well as biology, I really wanted to tap into the inner cell potential that all of us have and make us the best version of ourselves. So this is why this facility was born. And so, getting the word out to the community can be challenging, but in COVID times can be even more challenging. And so this is why we wanted to get some feedback from the community and just kind of get a pulse of where everyone is. And at the same time, share with you some of the things that we're doing to help people's immune systems, which in this day and age is really the most important thing.
So we also know that some of you have not been to the facility. So Rebecca, let's see Rebecca. Rebecca is standing, I believe, in the lobby.
Hey guys.
By the way, we take everybody's temperature when they come in.
That was about you beat me to it. I was actually about to make sure that everyone had their temperature checked.
Oh, well, go ahead and do it.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
There's Lewis.
There's Lewis. Rebecca, am I putting you on the spot if I ask you to share our 4 promises?
Not at all.
Do it.
All right. So again, you're beating me here. All right. So the 4 promises that we promise you can achieve here at Biohackers are to improve health, to improve performance, to lose fat, and to reverse disease. Did I cover all of them, Phil?
You did. And reverse disease is a big one, because I want to say this. in this day and age, right now, there are three possibilities for your life, and I'm going to be straight up and blunt. Either you will get the coronavirus and die, or you will get the coronavirus and not die and get better, or you will not get the coronavirus. Now, really, those are the only three options for people. So if we really put things in perspective, those are the three choices. You get the coronavirus and die. Very few people will experience that. Most of them have comorbidity factors, but it is an option for people. The second option is you'll get the virus and recover. And the third option is you won't get it. So what we're doing is really the best anyone can do to ensure that if you do get it, you recover because you have a strong and healthy immune system. And in all likelihood, based on what we've seen, if you take care of yourself and appropriately distance and observe all of the CDC guidelines, you won't get it, right? So really, the four promises are important, but the one I want to focus on more is when we talk about reversing disease, we're also talking about recovery and a strong immune system. So even if you don't have disease, your body can manage health and resist disease, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so Rebecca, back to you.
All right, so let me show them around the facility. Okay, guys, so let's start with our infrared studio. So follow me. All right, here we have Claire in the background actually doing a yoga flow. So this is our infrared studio. So let me tell you a little bit about it. We are so different from most facilities that'll just blow hot air and steam into the room. What we have are actually infrared lights that you can see on the top there. So these infrared lights have so many benefits, and I'm just gonna name a few real quick. One, detox. So these really give you a great detox. You sweat out all those toxins in your body. They also help reduce pain, reduce inflammation, even cellulite. Yep, that's right. So they're really good for the skin. And then they also help improve and boost your immune system and your cardiovascular system. So those are just three things that I'd like to share with you guys. Now I'm actually gonna pass it back over to you, Phil, and then I think Jared's waiting for everyone in the cryotherapy.
Jared, you back there? Yeah, and by the way, if you notice that
I'm
it
back
got
here.
dark, if you notice that it got dark when she walked in that yoga room, it's because we turn off the lights so that you're experiencing the infrared lights. If there are two things that Kristen hates in this world, they are fluorescent lights and fluorescent lights. Am I right?
It's like, I'm melting.
So we get rid of the fluorescent lights and we expose you only to the infrared. Jared, what's going on? You're in the back in the cryo area, yes?
You got it. So right now I'm with Luis. He's in the cryotherapy chamber. A little bit about our cryotherapy. It's one of the gems that we have here at the facility. It's going to reduce inflammation, reduce pain. And a really cool thing about it is it's going to help blood flow into the internal organs of the body. The temperature, all this stuff coming out of the bottom is almost 300 degrees below zero. So you can only imagine how cold it is in there, but the benefits are unparalleled. You can hear Luis, he's really enjoying it.
Yeah, you hear the
He's
benefits.
enjoying it. Yeah, he's enjoying it so much because there's a bunch of euphoria that's coming from that chamber. Go ahead and let's see it come on out. Woo! So that's one of the many things. Let's go back to Rebecca.
Hey guys, okay, so now I'm taking you over to our hyperbaric chambers, which are right behind me. You can see that we do have two chambers. Aileen is in one of them. So to talk a little bit about what's happening in here, we're actually sending pressurized oxygen into all the cells of your body. This is really gonna help with any type of brain fog, memory issues. We even have people that come in here who have suffered brain injuries. Not only that, but it's really gonna help expedite healing. So for example, if you have a burn or a cut or any type of scar on your body, being in the hyperbaric chamber will really help speed up that recovery. So Aileen is gonna show us what it actually looks like in here. Aileen.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
How you doing? All right, so I'm gonna flip the camera a little bit. I can sit up. usually bring my laptop to work. It's very big, very spacious. I'm getting my immune system jacked
Aileen,
up.
I want to ask you something. You've had many people who come in and they're a little nervous because they see it and it appears like they might get claustrophobic, right?
Yes, but not actually the complete opposite. You can relax, you can sleep in here, you can work, whatever you want to do. I could fit another person in here if I had to. And we do
Rebecca,
that
get in.
sometimes.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't get in. But she can if she wanted to.
Yeah, and there's a window here. There's a window. I mean, I got my books, magazines. I'm set up here for I could be here for the whole day if I wanted to.
Yeah,
Oh, I love the view of Rebecca looking in.
Hey!
Look at that. That's nice.
Say hi to Aileen in there.
it was mentioned that we've had people come in with brain injuries. One of the beautiful things about all of the different modalities that we have is they improve human recovery. So for athletes, and we have some pro athletes who come in, they're getting better at performance because their body is recovering better from training and from exercise. But when we have somebody who has an injury or a knee replacement or some kind of surgery, they need to heal as well. So this idea of recovery, most of the time for most people, recovery would be just go home and stay in bed. But by putting somebody in a hyperbaric oxygen environment, we are amplifying the body's ability to heal, because at a cellular level, you heal with the presence of oxygen. So Kristen, I just want to ask you to mention, when we talk about this idea of traumatic brain injury, it's not only that we have people come in and use it, I mean, the improvements are unbelievable. Am I right?
Right. And I mean, because somebody has a brain injury, it's so obvious on that type of individual. But when you think about normal people, which would be, 40s, 50s, 60s, you start to get a decrease in brain function. And this has to do with the lack of blood supply. So the increased oxygen to the brain is helping to open that up. In addition, you're getting circulating stem cells. And so you will see huge benefits in addition to people who aren't labeled brain injury. It's just normal aging. Your brain function starts to go down. And this is that brain fog where you're, oh, where'd I set my keys? Hey, where's my cell phone? And it's in your hand. It's that kind of a thing. The hyperbaric is really a game changer. Now, one thing I wanted to add about that is it has filtered pressurized air going in. So every molecule of air that's going in is completely filtered. Zero possibility of any sort of viruses existing inside there. So it's literally the safest place to be in virus concern type times. And by the way, I wanted to kind of jump back to the red room. Those red lights that we talked about are antimicrobial, they're antiviral, they're antibacterial. So what we've set up is really kind of a very safe environment in these concerning times with viruses.
Well, you might as well mention cryo as well.
Yeah, I mean, the temperature is so cold in cryo, it is impossible for any sort of virus to survive.
And also
this is where you want to be.
Talk about the unique pH products we use as opposed to the standard antiseptic sprays that people have.
Yep. So my background is actually in cell therapy. I've worked in laboratories for more than 20 years, and I've focused on making sure that microbes don't invade any sort of cells that we're trying to grow in the lab. And when you do this, you have to maintain a very specific balance of keeping the cells that you want alive and getting rid of the microbes that you don't. And so what you have to use is solutions that are going to be safe for life, like us, but then still eliminate the microbes that you don't want. And so this is where we're very different than most facilities. And you've maybe seen this on the news where they're just like spraying chemicals, which are then very dangerous for you. That is not how we want to maintain sterility. It's actually more dangerous for people. So our facility, I think, is in a league of its own in that we are maintaining that sterile environment while maintaining safety for the human.
And by the way, when you say a league of its own, you mean it. I mean, there aren't other facilities like this. So that's why we don't have a category. So they lump us with health clubs, but I think you guys are getting a sense of we're so very different. Now, our intention is to hear from you. So we're not going to show you everything, but we certainly can. We have a negative ion machine. We have the AirX, which is an amazing device for building muscle in a very short period of time. We have, I mean, we can go on and on and on. So when you come in for your experience, we'll take you through all of that. But I do want to also make the point that we use ozone to circulate through the air to kill any living dangerous microbes whenever we have reason to. So we on a regular basis have our friend Kevin come in, put ozone through the whole facility. So in addition to everything we're doing that goes so far above the CDC guidelines, we're creating a super safe environment. Now, Rebecca, were you going to go back into the room where Holden's doing some personal training, or we're going to skip that?
I'm actually back there right now.
Oh, okay.
And I can show you. So right now I'm in the group X room that Phil was talking about. And as you can see, Holden is working with a client on top of all the extra precautions we have, wearing masks and things like that. In our training sessions, we do have the clients and the trainers keep that 6 feet distance apart. So right now we're seeing Holden work with his client, going through a workout. At Biohackers, we have some of the best trainers in South Florida, honestly. We work with nutrition and lifestyle beyond workouts as well. So we're really getting a complete package to really transform your life.
Awesome. Jared, thank you. Rebecca, anything else you want to say in wrapping up?
Yep, thanks, Phil.
You missed it. If you would have caught me 2 minutes ago, you would have seen me on our live O2 oxygen.
I saw you were hooked up to the hose.
I was breathing in the oxygen from our live O2. But that's it from our end. We're so happy and excited to have you guys come into the facility. We hope you enjoyed it, and there's still so much more to see. We really just scratched the surface.
You know what, Rebecca? This feels like Krista and I are the news anchors, and you're like the on-the-spot reporter. And I think if ever there's a hurricane, we got to send Jared like to the beach. You know, like there's always that one guy who's standing out there. All right, so Carolina, Coach Lori, Jamie, Natalia, Jaime, Natalia, if you guys are comfortable showing yourself, great. You know, if not, you could stay hidden. But I'd love to see you because we want to talk to you guys a little bit. And, you know, maybe for the next 10 minutes, we really want to get a little bit of honest feedback from you guys because you're representing the people out there who don't come in. And we just want to understand why. And is it fear? Is it that you don't know what we are? So I'm going to try to show you my screen and let me know if this works. Can you see that right now?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So to the right of the screen, we have 3 categories. And I think this helps us to know where people are at. And wherever you're at, we respect it. So we talk to people every single day who come in and they don't care about social distancing and they don't want to wear masks, honestly, but we require that they do because we're staying within the safety guidelines. But we've seen the polarization. So I've seen people go, I don't care, this is nonsense, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. That's an extreme on one end. But there are also those people who just say, I'm going to be safe, but I'm ready to show up. I want to take care of myself. I want to exercise. I want to be in a place that is reasonably going to make me better. So we would call that an A. An A is somebody who says, I'm ready. And I shared the extreme because if you are that extreme, we're asking you to be a little less extreme when you come in. But I just want to know, are you in that category of I'm ready? The second category we'll call a B. And a B is somebody who would say, I'm really anxious to get back to exercise and taking care of myself, but I'm being careful and I want to be cautious and I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to be one of the first to put my toe in the water. And then we have a C, and a C would be waiting until we get the all clear that this virus is gone and everything is wonderful. Now, for you guys being here today, we have a couple of gifts. We're going to give you whichever one you'd prefer. Either a free session with a personal trainer, which is $125 value, or we're going to invite you in to visit our facility at no charge and use 2 of the premiums. There are certain things that are included, but in addition, we have the PEMF, which is the pulse chair, which is amazing. I'm not going to get into that now. We have the cryotherapy, the hyperbaric. We will give you 2 of those for free, just because we appreciate you being here. And if you're not ready to come in, we can push that back 6 weeks. Lewis will hold on to it for you. And when you're ready, you can come in, and hopefully in 6 weeks, we'll be back to some kind of at least normalcy. But if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you, are you an A, a B, or a C? And if you want to expand on that at all, I'd appreciate it. Natalia, can I start with you?
Sure thing. Well, I'm very aware that the social distancing is something that we require at this point of life and this new normal. And I don't have issues with that, and I don't have issues with wearing my mask all the time. But sometimes I'm working from home, so my schedule is a mess at this point. And on the project that I'm working on, we are swamped with work and with all the deliverables that we are having to gain the confidence of our team and also our client. But with the kind of gifts that you are giving away today, that is encouraging me to have my second thoughts and really go for it. I heard before about the cryotherapy and also the hyperbaric camera, and I'm really looking forward to have an experience with that.
Okay, so Natalia, what Lewis is going to do is reach out to all of you guys afterwards, speak to you privately. If you want to come in, he'll schedule that. And I'm promising you, you will feel safe, or you could leave. Like if for any reason you go, no, but we do a really nice job of recognizing that people are apprehensive. We're very careful. And I want to show you something else that I think you might find interesting. Did the screen change to visits to virus? This is a company called MX Metrics that is running a nationwide survey, really interesting. They've connected with 2,877 health clubs growing every day. And they're looking at the number of visits, health club visits, to the number of reported cases that are coming out of these health clubs. I want to tell you that when we look at hair salons, the numbers are high. When we look at restaurants, the numbers are high. When we look at bars, the numbers are high. Health clubs, it's almost nothing. And this is not my information. I'm just sharing this because I know that people have a fear because they think bar, health club, the same. And in bars, people are not going to be healthy, and they're drinking and their inhibitions are gone and their masks are off. But I think the health clubs are really doing a very good job of respecting what's going on because we are all about health. So out of 49.4 million check-ins, there have only been about 1,000 COVID cases. So that is a 0.002%. So Kristen, how would that compare to just a normal flu in the real world?
Lower. And, I mean, I think the difference is in the health facility, people are focused on health. That's our goal. That's what we want to do.
So I can't give you the reasons why, but I'm just telling you, this is the reality. This is what's happening. So if you have fear because you think bars, aerobic centers, health clubs, biohackers are all in the same category, I just wanted to point out we're really not. So this is not an attempt to get you to change. If you're an A, we don't want to make you a B. And if you're a B, we don't want to make you a C. But I just want you to understand that whatever you're thinking may not necessarily be grounded in the reality of what we are. Caroline, anything that you want to share? Are you an A, a B, or a C? Carolina? Caroline is not hearing me?
She's talking. I see her nodding, but we can't hear her.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Oh, now she's muted. Now try unmuting. Okay.
Try again.
Maybe unplug your headset, see if it'll go to the computer.
Kristen, can you read lips?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Let's go to Coach Lori in the meantime. Are you here? Coach Lori.
Yeah, I'm here. Hold on. I was trying to take my video off. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that.
Hello?
Yeah, first, guys, that was an awesome presentation. I think that you should actually call the news and get somebody out there to spread your word, because what you're doing is great, and you obviously have awesome staff. I mean, I know Luis because I work with him in soccer, but all of your staff is, you can just tell that you're completely committed, and you believe in it. And from a coaching standpoint, I know this stuff works. Luis is
What do you
always
coach? Are you a soccer coach?
Yeah, I run 2 soccer clubs in Coral Springs and in Parkland.
Oh, great.
My husband and I, work there, or we run those clubs. But yeah, and Luis is always trying to tell me to come down there, and it's not because of A, B, or C. Really, I think Natalia hit on some of it, where it's like we're so busy. It's a little bit far from me, so it's like if you had the mobile cryotherapy, I would be like in it. It was in my, so I think that's something, when you're working from home all the time, is trying to actually find the time to create that balance. And there's nothing we all need more than to come and see you. So you need to tell the people like how we can figure this part out with our crazy schedules. And two, so one of the things with me is really not like I'm ready, but like my son is a type 1 diabetic. So for him, I coach, I see like hundreds of kids a week, and the less I just try not to like put myself in the car whenever I don't have to, just for him and what I might, pick up and actually take home. Not because of like the cleanliness of something else, but if I touch something and you know what I mean, and it doesn't affect me, but I just don't want it to impact my son and his, immune system. And on that, I would just ask too, like, what are the ages? Both of my kids play for the Major League Soccer Inter Academy. One of them's on the USL team, so he's like a semi-pro player. And I think I was just curious, like, what the ages are, because he's somebody that, he goes to an acupuncturist, he goes to Stretch Zone and gets stretched. He has to go above and beyond because of the performance demands and the recovery. And this would be really good for him. He's 17. I don't know what the age is, but like, I think there could be an audience at his age of these like semi-pro athletes to try to get ahead of the others, instead of just coming home and like, the recovery is in a pool, or it's just like a little bit after. Like this type of stuff could actually get them leaps and bounds. I mean, they believe, and there might be truth. I will ask.
Yeah, Lori, I just want to correct you. When you say this kind of stuff could get them, this kind of stuff will get them leaps and bounds, and we're seeing it.
Yes,
we have some kids who play soccer, and in fact, Holden, who you saw in the back training a client, has developed kind of specialty in working with teenage athletes. So we are an adult facility, but we can accommodate children and teenage athletes as long as we have parental supervision. And Holden is great at working with them. So when the time is right, come on in. Luis will schedule you to come in, and we'll sit down and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So I think that would be something that would be really interesting. I mean, for me, I need to go there, and my husband and our whole family. But
okay. Well, Luis is going to call you afterwards to make sure that you get whatever gift you choose. So and we'll schedule you.
Yeah, you guys are doing good. But how does it for diabetics and stuff for type 1? It does, obviously it can't be reversed, and it can't be prevented. What is there anything for that can actually?
I don't want to turn this into anything specific for any one person, but when you come in, Kristen and I, or either one of us, will be happy to sit with you and talk about it. So no, we can't make a claim that we're going to reverse it, but we can certainly help to manage it. And I guess you become very educated when you have a child with type 1 diabetes about how to manage it. So we can enhance that process. Certainly work with you. This is not new to us.
Yeah.
Natalia, can we hear you?
Yeah, sure. I'm here.
Okay.
So I have a question in regard the hyperbaric that you have, or the equipment you have there for hyperbaric therapy. For example, I started to develop a research a few weeks ago about it, and my son, I have a son that he's autistic, and I heard that, and I found that the hyperbaric chambers help with this kind of conditions. example, in the case or in the scenario that I want that my son be with me on this kind of activities, if I'm engaged enough by your team and everything, and start to train there, the equipment that you have there, it will work for not only like physical conditioning, but as well this kind of new therapies that these cameras are developing. For example, for autism or some other conditions, health conditions that I know the cameras are being developed for.
Kristen.
Yep. How old is your son?
7 years old.
Okay. So, typically we would start working with them more in the teenage years, a little bit older. But in the case of autism, this actually is linked to inflammation in the brain. In addition, some gut issues. So these are both things that we would work on: inflammation in the brain, gut issues. And as he gets a little older, absolutely, we can help those type of conditions.
Carolina, did we get audio repaired?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I had to rejoin.
Okay, good. Natalia, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to check in. So go ahead. Was there one more thing you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was. Myself, the hyperbaric. This will improve my physical condition only, or, for example, I have some digestive issues in my daily basis life. This kind of therapy, it will improve that as well.
I'm going to say yes as a short answer, and I know Kristen was about to say the same thing, but I want you to also understand we are multifaceted. We work with people on their nutrition. I don't know if you're using any probiotics or enzymes right now, but we look at people as a broad spectrum of variables, and we're going to try to figure out what therapies work together to make you better. So the answer is yes. But
like the holistic side.
Completely like holistic. But there's no one therapy that will do it all. And I would say that to anybody. Sometimes people come in and they go, I heard the cryotherapy will make me better. The cryotherapy might help, but it's going to be a part of an overall program. So this is why, unlike other facilities that might have hyperbaric oxygen or cryotherapy, we incorporate the exercise component. We incorporate the yoga. We incorporate the mindset. We incorporate nutrition. It's all part of the puzzle. Okay, now that we have Carolina. Caroline?
Yes,
Carolina?
I'm here.
Okay, so are you an A, or B, or C?
So I'm in between A and B. Since the quarantine, I have actually been to a few fitness facilities. And I know that what you're trying to do is a focus group to see, like, if you want my honest feedback from what I have compared, like I've been to Orange Theory, I go there daily, and to
in Weston? You got Orange Theory in Weston? Okay.
And I also been to UFit, and actually to a few of them. So if it wasn't because of what it was just explained about your products, I had no idea that your products were better. So I do see a difference, like every time I've been there a couple of times now, and I see baby wipes, and I personally don't feel that would clean enough, right? Like, because it's marked as baby wipes. So
where do you, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Where do you see that? You see baby wipes where?
In the bench of the spinning room. And
so those are to be used with the spray. The spray is the spray, the cleaning spray. The wipes are to wipe.
There is no indication of that. And I can tell you as a user, I mean, I've been one of those stupid people that have cleaned their hands with Clorox wipes, because part of me prefers to do that than not to clean, right? So, because there is no indication that you're supposed to spray those, like every time, like when I finish a class and I'm cleaning, I'm thinking like, I hope they clean after me, because I just clean with baby wipes. Right?
We clean in between as well.
Yeah. So, but I think as a new person, like if you don't get explained that, that can definitely turn you off.
Yeah, Carolina, that's why we're doing this, because we don't know what we have to explain. Like, we go above and beyond. We really do. And
Yes.
people don't see what we do behind closed doors. And that's why I told you the ozone treatment, and we're cleaning like crazy, at night when we close down. People don't see that. So this is helpful
Correct.
for us because we need to know what people perceive. So
Yes,
that we can
correct.
better show or demonstrate what we do. So
So,
thank you
and
for
to
that.
give you an idea with the other studios, as you go there and you go into a machine after you clean it and the person behind cleaned it, and you see it's still sprayed because they didn't dry it completely, it gives you maybe a false sense of security. But the fact that you see there that it was sprayed before, you feel good about that.
Okay.
Maybe with the wrong products, but you see that. So I have the 2-3 times that I've been there, I haven't had that feeling. I've been there also at 6 a.m. So probably, I don't know if it's different later on in the day, but it's like now hearing it here for the first time, I think is great. Like, I didn't know that about your products. So I do
Good.
care about I'm not a careless person about, like, I do wear a mask and et cetera, et cetera. So that would be kind of like my feedback.
Thank you for sharing that. Carolina, I just want to ask you one more question. Being that you go to UFIT and you go to Orange Theory, what is your perception of biohackers? Like, if somebody said to you, what is it? How would you explain it?
I think it's great. I mean, I haven't had the time to find a good time for Luis and me to meet, so I haven't experienced everything. I did the hot yoga sculpt, which was great, and I did a spinning, which is what I love to do. I think as a studio goes in Weston, I mean, I've been living in Weston for 22 years, and I manage the warehouses behind you guys, and I have never heard of you, ever. So I heard for the first time, literally 2 weeks ago, and I think it's like, what a shame that there is no more exposure for your studio, because, as I said, I'm a Western native almost, and I didn't know you existed. And I think
here's what we have to do. Before we tell everybody, we have to get you to come in and try the biohacking stuff. Because yes, we have yoga, and yes, we have spinning, but that's not what we are. So I want you to experience the cryotherapy. I want you to experience the pulse. Let's have a conversation about what you're looking to change for the better, and then we'll revisit it. And all of your feedback is really, really appreciated, because I understand perception is more important than reality. So even if behind closed doors we're super cleaning, if people walk in and they think baby wipes are going to do it, they're misunderstanding, but that's a true perception. So thank you for that. Jaime, you're up.
I'm a C, and the reason why is that I'm a diabetic. I have had this condition for more than 12 years, and it's
You're
not
type 2 diabetic.
Type 2, but it's not getting any better. So even my doctor tells me that I have to be extremely careful with the outsides. I have had a couple of people that I know that have got the coronavirus, and one of them already died. So this thing outside is very dangerous. So I'm trying to stay home as much as I can. But in the other hand, I find your product very interesting, extremely interesting. And now the third thing that I would like to say is that, as Carolina, I haven't heard about this place ever, never. I've been living here for 26 years now, and I had no clue. I had to go there to pick up a paper from somebody that was there, and that's how I found out. So there's a group. I don't know if you're aware that there's a group called Living in Weston in Facebook. There's so many people, like 22,000 people in that group. I bet that if you make a group or a page in Facebook about biohackers, you're going to have a very good exposure for nothing. You're not going to pay nothing. So that's something
for that. Let me say a couple of things. One is I've got a great deal of experience in working with people with type 2 diabetes, beyond biohackers, and I've worked with hospitals and been involved in studies whether or not we can reverse type 2 diabetes. And we have a program called the Metabolic Reboot, and I would encourage you to look into it. If not now, once things calm down. But it might also be something you can do at home. And it might just open you up to the possibility that you can improve beyond what your doctor knows. And this is why we did the studies in hospitals, because it goes against conventional medical thinking. Because the medical paradigm is, as long as they give you metformin or glucophage or insulin, if it comes to that degree, you're managing the condition. But we've learned, not in every case, but in the great majority of cases, we can bring about significant improvement in insulin efficiency, and in many cases, complete reversal of the condition. I'm sharing that with you. So when you do talk to Lewis and you are going to come in, make it a point to sit down with me and let's just talk about that. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm very interested.
Okay. And also I want to mention to you guys, we have been the best kept secret because this is our prototype. Honestly, don't know if I'm giving away any secrets when I tell you that Kristen and I have a plan to open 20 of these. So this is the working out the kinks. It's not like any other facility. So there's no model that we can imitate. So a lot of it has just been working the kinks out, learning as we go, but we continue to just demonstrate the power of what we're offering because it is so far beyond any other health club. So we happen to be in Weston, and soon everybody in Weston will know. Up until now, we've been a bit of a best kept secret. And the nice thing is through Lewis and our promotions, we did get to find you guys. So we can only handle 400 members. That's it. When we hit 400, we're at capacity and we need to open a second facility. Who is Galaxy A715G? Anybody want to talk through the Galaxy?
Hello.
Hi. Are you Galaxy?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. My name is Diego.
Hello, Diego.
I'm Natalia's husband.
You what?
I'm Natalia's husband.
Oh.
Yeah, she invited me. So.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're here. So do you have anything to add or are you just her fan?
No, actually, this is my first time because my wife told me about this meeting. So I'm kind of learning a little bit about everything with you guys.
Okay.
So it's very interesting, but right now, something to add? No, I'm just listening to what you have to say.
Okay, and to wrap it up, I just want to ask generally, and if there's anybody I missed, just jump right in. But are there any rules that you're living by right now? Like social distance, don't let your kids go to parties or your kids going to school. Like, I just want to know, this is not for debate. I just like to kind of take a pulse because it's really difficult to know what other people think. And as I said, it's so polarized. I mean, we're not on either side of this polarization, but we're trying to navigate. And our bottom line is to help people feel comfortable, to help people get better, to help people improve their health. So anything you can tell us just about your own rules in navigating this pandemic would be helpful. Anybody have anything you want to share?
I would say that my number one rule is that you have to take care of yourself. So when you go to facilities that help you do that, like in my personal opinion, it feels great. Like when you don't feel that they're being cheap with the materials to do so. So wipes, hand sanitizer and all of that, because at the end, I don't think you can depend on either an employee cleaning something for you or another member. You have to do it yourself. So that's how I'm living my life, right? Like I have to go out because of work, then I'm the one that is washing hands, I'm the one that is using the mask. And so I would say you could help by providing supplies to do so. That's how I see it.
Very good. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyone else? Any thoughts? Open forum about anything at all?
Well, in my personal experience, I will feel super secure if the person who's going to train me wash his or her hands before me. I mean, like in my presence, because that's something that I know that this can seem like a little bit crazy or everything, but I wash my hands like 15 times a day. And I'm always pushing my kids to do so, and my husband and everything. So that's why I do Pilates, for example. And there, even if we are going to have contact or no, the person who is always receiving us, she's always with hand sanitizer and everything. Everything is super polished. I clean before me, after me. and they do so too. So if the person shows me that is considered, or the trainer, or he or she is considered that we have to do this all the time, I feel even more secure. Just not that the place is super shiny and super clean, but the person itself too.
Right. You know, Kristen, if there's one thing that I'm kind of picking up here, it's that presentation is everything, meaning that even though we do so much behind the scenes, nobody's aware. If they see people washing their hands, if they see people wiping down equipment, they feel more secure than us telling them what we do. So maybe we have to kind of go a little overboard in that area just to make people feel safe, because they don't tell us that. You know, like in the facility, they just go home with this idea of, I didn't see the trainer wash his hands. We know the trainer washed his hands, but they didn't see it. So we should talk about that, how to make that more visible. Or maybe we should just make a video specifically telling people what we do, just like a 30-second or a 1-minute video saying, here are the practices that we do right now. So thank you for that. All right, thank you, everybody. So Lewis is going to reach out to all of you. And if you want to come in, you get a free session. We're going to give you 2 of the premiums for free. I promise you, there's no obligation, no pressure. We just want to show our appreciation for this. Or you can get a free personal training session. And if you don't want to do it now, 6 weeks from now is fine. And if, with that said, you're like, no, I'm not coming in, I don't want to come to a facility, we have something that we call our immunity pack, which is some supplements. We have actually these transdermal patches that have vitamin C and zinc and elderberry. Just put it on your skin. Do you have a pack with you, Kristen?
I have a patch on my leg.
Okay. There's Kristen's leg.
Sexy.
There's her immunity pack. Now that in itself was worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
A lot of flexibility there. Oh my God.
So anyone else want to show us a body part while we're here?
No.
No, okay. So I want you to feel comfortable, even if you're a C, even if you're not ready to come in, I want you to just talk to Lewis, because he'll get you the immunity pack. You can just pull up and curbside service, we'll give it to you. All right? So
And I'm sorry, Phil, that I didn't answer super straightforward your first question, but I'm an A. So I'm ready, because your presentation was fantastic, and I'm going forward.
Beautiful.
And I want to see more by me how this is about.
Good. What I'm hoping is we get to a place very soon that we can stop wearing masks and kiss people hello and hug again. And then you guys will run into each other in the facility and they go, weren't you on that Zoom call a few months ago? Becomes a big family, and we appreciate you joining us today. Kristen, anything you want to say in wrapping it up, or Rebecca or Jared or Aileen or anybody?
Thank you very much for the presentation. Awesome.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Highly appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, Rebecca, you were awesome. And if you do leave us to be on the news, I'll understand, because you're really good at this, the on-the-spot report.
No, I like it here at Biohackers. I'm here to stay.
Perfect. Okay,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.